Hello and welcome back. A beautiful morning for June 15th out here. A little bit overcast and cloudy at the moment, but it's supposed to be a really nice day. Pretty much no wind at all. So let's take a look around. We did have some really nice weather over the weekend. Lots of spraying going on, very busy, but hopefully lots of guys got pretty well caught up. This field of barley got sprayed with Talonor and Axial Extreme last week, making Axial Max, and so far looking pretty good in here. You can see weed control in here is pretty good. Most of the kochia is burnt right off, but lots of weeds like the dandelions and the sow thistles being a little bit slower, but you can see we've killed that growth point pretty good, so we should definitely be taking it down a peg. Now, even on the dryland barley here, there is some disease. You can see we do have some scald and some net blotch just starting to form. But so far, pretty low. I wouldn't call any of this severe at all, but the incidence is there. So we are starting to see a little bit of disease here. We'll have to monitor it depending on, if conditions stay cool and wet over the next week, which I think they will. Some disease could progress quite quickly. Well, this poor field of corn has been damaged by erosion and high winds, and then it tried to drown to death, but it's still here and doing not too terrible. You can definitely see some damage in some of those earlier leaves, but most of it is now growing through it and looking fairly good. Now, we did use Voraxor Complete in here as pre-burn weed control, and so far I've been really happy with the results. There's been really very little weed pressure ever since, but I think we're going to have to start doing in-crop here probably later this week or next week. We're probably going to come in here with some Atrex and some glyphosate, clean this up a little bit. Not a whole lot of weeds here, but the weeds that are here are starting to get bigger. So we're going to have to take care of them. Mostly right now, it's just a bit of buckwheat. Small plot trials have now been sprayed for 6 days. So herbicide still has not been done in here, and we need to get that done right away now that we are into stem elongation. I am not seeing any big differences or really any differences at all between these plots at the moment. Stand is still a little bit thinner than I would have liked just due to lack of tillering from some of those drought conditions we had earlier. But overall, hopefully we'll get some good results from this eventually. A lot of the wheat in the Durham fields are looking pretty good now, but 2 weeks ago, the fields like this one sure were not looking very good. And that's leading to some interesting effects in the field. So lots of fields, lots of the wheat in the Durham was really not developing tillers very well. It was either just not developing them at all because of stress or was aborting them. And now that we've got good moisture, we're seeing a lot of new tiller growth. Some of it quite small, only just started in like the last 10 days or so. And that could lead to some interesting issues as we get closer to harvest with some harvest staging. So we'll know more when we get there, but it might be interesting. Of course, now that we have humidity, we are quite wet in the mornings here, and that is going to potentially lead to disease in a lot of cereal crops as well. Not seeing a whole lot on lots of the dryland wheat. There's a little bit of tan spot here and there, a little bit of septoria. Seeing more in the barley, more in net blotch. Gophers are still causing a lot of problems in some canola fields. You can see this one, this headland on this corner, pretty well eaten off. These areas are going to be very, very delayed. Quite often it ends up like this, where the canola itself isn't necessarily killed off, but you can see they just continuously chew off that growing point in those leaves, and it is regrowing, but it's so delayed compared to the rest of the field that's pretty much hitting cabbage stage that, this is going to be flowering well after the rest of the field is into pod development. This spot in this canola field, this whole hillside here, 2-3 weeks ago, we almost reseeded due to compaction and crusting issues. The canola here was in really rough shape. However, after all that rain and, 4 or 5 days of sitting in some wet conditions, a lot of that canola did finally germinate and make it through the crust. And now we've actually, is it the best canola stand? No, but it's pretty good. It is more than adequate to get a good yield, and things here are looking pretty good for now. Just got to get herbicide done in here and we'll be off to the races. Here's a good example of a cornfield with very poor weed control. Now, full disclosure, I do not know whose field this is. It was just beside one of my fields, and I saw the weeds and decided to come over here and take a look. You can see we're absolutely loaded full of red root pigweed and kochia. There's lamb's quarters, there's buckwheat, there's patches of wild oats. There's just about everything visible in this field. Definitely looks like pre-burn here was not done with any sort of a residual. Using something like Focus or Voraxor Complete can really save a lot of this early season weed pressure from affecting your corn. Here's an interesting field. The customer just called me out to check some growth staging on some barley, and the wild oats in here are so high. There's more oats in many places than there is actually barley. So this was just sprayed, I believe 2 or 3 days ago, I think, with Axial. So hopefully we will start to see some effect on some of these wild oats. But right now I'm way more concerned about them than I am about a growth regulator. Well, right now not seeing much separation of those nodes at this stage. So we're not at growth regulator timing yet. We want to see at least 1 centimeter spacing between these nodes. So we're going to need to be a little bit bigger than this barley here. We're probably, growth stage 30-ish, 29 or 30 here right now. We want to be about growth stage 32. If you want to know more information about that topic, I have a whole standalone video of it that I will stick up here down there somewhere. Lots of the fall rye fields are looking really good, like this one here. Similar staging, to some of the fall triticale out there as well. So we are in flowering for the most part on most of these fields. Some are a little earlier, some are a little bit later. It'll probably start filling out in the next week or so into milk stage, and probably in the next week to 10 days we're going to start seeing some of these fields come off as silage and get reseeded into oats for a second crop. Well, some of the irrigated canola fields are sure making the dryland fields look ugly. That advantage in earlier germination with irrigation water has certainly paid off for many fields like this, where we're really starting to move into the cabbage stage. However, this is a true flex canola. It is not cross trait and it is not liberty tolerant. It has been sprayed with glyphosate as of last week, and as you can see, we have a whole lot of kochia escapes in here that are pretty much totally unaffected. We do have some new emergence of cereal weeds and a little bit of millet. We got some red root pigweed coming up all over the place. So we are going to be spraying in here a second time with as high of a glyphosate rate as we can get by with using. After looking at irrigated canola by Colehurst, looking at some of this dryland canola by Fort McLeod is a rather sad experience. But we do have a decent stand in here now, even though a lot of this canola is still quite small. Some of it is starting to cabbage. Staging is all over the place, but it looks like we will have a stand and we will have a crop here. Here you can see along the edge of this field we have a really nice patch of wild oats in this dryland canola. Ideally, in a perfect world, this would have been sprayed about 2 weeks ago, but due to weather and flooding in this area of the field, we just couldn't get to it. So it has just been sprayed in the last day or two. So not really seeing much for any visual symptoms yet at this time, but hopefully we will in the next week or so and get rid of these wild oats. Here along the edge of this field is a patch of weeds that I would rather not be familiar with. This is leafy spurge. So you can see we've got kind of these long lancelet style leaves, rounded tips. Kind of this one here hasn't flowered, but these ones are flowering. Very distinctive flower. Now these do spread from rhizomes under the ground as well as by seed, and are extremely hard to kill with any herbicide aside from maybe pichlorem, like some of the rangeland products like Graze On, Reclaim, Restore, and even then really only on the first year of the patch's establishment. So here on the side of the field, a little bit of a concern. We don't want it to get into the field, so we'll have to take care of it as best we can. You can also, when you break this, you can see we have that nice white sap on there. That can cause severe allergic reactions with some people, so you should probably be handling that with gloves if you are trying to remove this by hand, which generally is not very effective. Lentils down by McGrath looking pretty good this morning. These guys developing pretty well, starting to see some branching out. They're going to try to fill in over the rows here in the next little while. Probably another week or two yet before we start to see first blooms, but for now things doing pretty good. Was a little bit more rain down here last night, as there was in most areas. We are clouded over again. I think there is probably a couple more mils are going to fall at some point today, but we'll see what happens. Well, I'm back to that canola field where we lost a whole bunch of acres along the headland due to erosion this spring. So it was reseeded about 2 weeks ago before the rain. And for the most part, in most of these areas now, we got pretty good emergence. It's going to be pretty delayed compared to the rest of the field, but at least it will be a crop. There is still some areas like this where just the amount of straw and chaff that was drifted in is proving hard for some of the canola to get through. It is coming through pretty good in some spots. Not so much in others, but it is what it is for right now. Dryland fall rye down by McGrath is looking pretty good. It's not quite as tall or as thick as some of the irrigated rye around, but still doing pretty good nonetheless. Main stem heads are just starting to flower. And a lot of the tillers are just emerging. There is some concern about tiller regrowth similar to last year because the crop was so stressed earlier on. It is starting to send out some new tillers at the bottom here. You can see these guys down here. So there is a risk once again that there could be a second flush of heads later on that could be quite susceptible to ergot. But we won't know till that happens for sure, but the signs for it are there. Here's a field of wheat we've been really struggling with this year. This is a hillside, and you can kind of see we're a little yellow, a little off color. Some of that is from wild oats. So this field has an extremely high population of wild oats between the rows here. I mean, it's not the absolute worst, but it's pretty bad. So we did focus as a pre-burn in here to try to get some residual control, and it was more or less a failure. We have then come in with a really high rate of axial at early herbicide timing and had little to no effect on it. Usually what you're going to see with those group ones is that newest leaf is just going to pull out and basically have a death at the growing point. But basically we didn't really see a whole lot of that. It was pretty much a failure in here as well. So as you can see by the sprayer tracks here, this field has just been resprayed. So we did come in here with Everest this time. A little bit of group 2 control. We're going to see how well that works. It's only been about 24 hours since it was applied, so not really seeing any effect yet. Hopefully by next week we will have knocked the population down a bit. Well, I think that's going to be it for this week. Next week we're going to be talking a lot more about fungicide timing as more crop hits that flag leaf stage for cereals, and pulses will probably start to flower as well. So I'm sure we'll spend lots of time looking at that next week. So we'll see you then.